At an event hosted by PhD controversial strategy planner and consultant David Chalke told an intimate crowd that social media is dying.
I think it's merely reached a plateau where its appeal is finite, so its growth will eventually plateau and flatten out. What will happen, I think, is that it's going to fragment, in that rather than being a monolithic world controlled by Facebook, there will be a whole series of social media which more uniquely meet the needs of individuals and groups. And what we're going to see is a continuing fragmentation of special interest groups with their own social networks building up underneath it. I believe it's been massively oversold. The whole concept of, quotes, new media was, first of all, attractive because of that magnificently powerful word at the front, new. Everybody's interested in new. It then had the usual appeal that all snake oil salesmen have, is this will fix all your problems, this will sort your marketing budget out, you will be able to control. And it held out promise that it could never, ever deliver. And that's why I think a certain level of disillusionment is now coming in to the marketplace, because it was massively oversold. I believe that it is very powerful for some people in certain circumstances and for some brands. For others, it's a complete waste of time. And the difficulty for marketers today is deciding exactly what is the best way to use it and what purpose it can fulfill for them as part of their marketing mix. Now we are getting more sophisticated at divining it. A lot of the gee-whizzery and the snake oil has disappeared from from the selling of social media, and a sense of realism is coming in. And in a way, I think the recent figures coming out from the United States, whether they're true or not, about Facebook having plateaued in the developed countries, is a useful wake-up call to people, just to remind them, yes, it is a new phenomenon, yes, it is exciting, yes, it is also finite in its utility. There are a number of reasons why people are becoming fatigued. First of all, they use it too much. They recognise, they find that they're spending too much time and wasting time on it. Secondly, they're feeling that they're slaves to it. I've got to check Facebook, I've just got to see if they've come back. And they find that it's actually draining time. In some instances, they've had awkward experience. They haven't set their privacy settings right, and with all sorts of unfortunate consequences. And there's even just a level of, oh, it's the same old dreary, hearing about so-and-so got smashed at the weekend. I really don't need to have this. It's just not doing anything for my life. And so what they're doing is, in many instances, they're finding other alternatives and saying, look, I can just set up my own web page, and I'll post my album on there and let people look at it, or I'll attach them to an email, or I'll find other ways of keeping in touch with them through the whole variety of other ways of doing it. And in some ways, I think probably Facebook was too much of a blunt instrument. In 5 years' time, I see it fragmenting quite rapidly. I think the monolith that is Facebook will start to fragment round the edges, and other smaller, much more specialised niche social sites will emerge and strengthen. And what will happen to Facebook is what the internet has done to other media, fragmentation. Now that will make it in some ways more useful to marketers because it'll be more tightly targeted. In other ways, however, it'll make it even more difficult to manage.